Name, ma'am?
Evelyn Cox.
And how old are you?
I am 75.
So what's happening with your
And
son?
my husband is Raymond Cox, and he is 85. And what happens is, like you say, when you have an emergency, now a couple of years ago, he had an ulcer to rupture, and I needed to call the ambulance, and like you say, if you don't have a phone, I go berserk then, because I've either got to go to someone's house or something, to get the ambulance here.
You had to go to someone's house, call for an ambulance for your husband?
And then a girl that lives over on the next road, the tree trimmers cut the line, and they knew where the problem was, and they told them it took them more than 2 weeks to get out to fix it.
And what's the longest time you've gone without phone service?
Basically, I'd say a week probably for me.
And how do you feel about that? I mean, is it obviously it's stressful?
Well, it is. I mean, when you're old like that, or I mean, it's more of a problem when you get older because you never know, when one or the other is going to need an ambulance, or like her mother need help,
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't contact someone, then it makes it difficult. Then I mean, if you've got to get in a car and go to someone's house to.
Yeah.
My mother's 80 years old, and her phone was out at Christmas time for 15 days. And being elderly on her own, there was no way of contacting her to see if she was okay or if she felt ill or something. She couldn't call us to get help or anything, and they waited 15 days before they come out and fix the phone, and it's ridiculous. You pay $60 a month for phone service, and you don't have it.
I've been out of service at one time about a month. I called, yes, and I called different time. They said, "Oh, it'll be fixing a week or 7 days or whatever." But then you had to recall. I had to call about 3 times, and then my son finally had to call and get really a representative. I still had to wait another week before I got service.
How many times have you been out of service? Like, how often does it happen?
How many times?
Yeah, can you count?
Oh my gosh, I can't recall how many times, but lots of times. And every time
This is a usual thing as well.
Oh yeah, and then where it rains, it's noisy, you can't hear anything, and I too live alone, and I really need the service.
So is it scary for you not to have phone service?
Oh, definitely, yes, very much so.
Because you couldn't call the hospital?
No, can't call anything.
Most of that is copper down there yet, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, in the city it's still copper?
Yeah. Brand new.
Well, so you were telling me before it's copper, they don't splice the lines is what you were...
They don't want to replace the lines because it's an expense. If they're going to back it up, they're going to put these out for a few years. This whole system is old.
Right.
And it's just about had it.
And that's what you think is the cause?
That's what's going to have to happen, and they don't want to put out the money and then back it up with the fiber later.
And the conversation was I wasn't going to get anywhere with them at all, so I didn't bother reporting it to them.
What did they say to you?
Just the tone.
When you called the Public Service Commission?
Yeah, their tone was like, well, you can file a report, but that's all we're going to do for you, basically, so I didn't bother.